presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
I got gas. I have no wallet.
Okay, now hang on. Did you fart and your wallet blew out, which is why you have no gas left and you have no wallet?
It could have Superman right out of the pants.
Wow.
You
That's
never
tough,
know.
Man.
I eat a lot of fiber these days.
Fiber 10.
I eat a lot of fiber, and the gas is just tremendous. It's something to be proud of. I'm here to tell you.
Did you get fiber for Halloween? Is that where all that fiber came
Yes, yes, I did.
Did you hand it out to others too? No candy for anyone, just fiber?
That was the trick. When they came to my house, you opened the door and there's like, something smells like shit. I put dog shit in the front yard everywhere, and I was farting all in the foyer. So there's the trick at my house. Dog shit landmine in the dark. Good luck.
And
Do you guys get a lot of
creepy thing is
trick-or-treaters?
you still had kids come up to the door.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them.
You guys get trick-or-treaters, Tony, in Oprah's neighborhood?
Yeah, we get a shit ton. We get imports, man. They come in from like different neighborhoods.
They come in there wanting like a full can of soda and a bag of chips, don't they?
Dude, I shit you not. We had one family come up and they asked for money.
That's wild. How do you go up to someone's house and ask for money?
They had signs and everything. They were after money. I said, "You better take this, Reese, and get your angry ass off my driveway."
You mean they weren't dressed up as beggars? They were legitimately beggars?
Yeah, they were like legit asking for money instead of candy.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, you better take this, Reese. That's all I got.
I wonder if that works for them on Halloween.
I don't know. Didn't work at my house.
I don't know, but if a lot of people do it, then it obviously works to some degree.
I guess.
It's like, it's come a long way from when I was a kid.
Dude, are you all right?
Get that rope Marty's when I was a kid.
Anybody still riding? Anybody have weather that they can get their bike out and ride?
Dude, it was 70 degrees here today.
Beautiful.
It was nice over
here
the
this
weekend. We had
Yeah.
Jared's battery took a dump, so we didn't go anywhere.
It's going to be
Battery on his bike?
77 here, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday, but I'll be going. So.
We're fucked on the weekend. What about you, Dustin? Are you getting the same weather? It's supposed to come through on like Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, we were 74 today. It's supposed to be 77 by Wednesday and then drop off.
Yeah, I had to put the bike away today for 6 weeks. I had to say goodbye. I already have separation anxiety. That sucks, man.
Well, maybe you should go blow on that tailpipe before you leave.
Yeah, I might have to do that. No.
I'm trying to think. I think it's been 6 weeks already since I haven't been on my bike. At least it's probably been at least that long.
Did you guys get more snow, or do you still have snow from that first fall?
Yeah. I mean, there's still quite a bit of snow across the state from that one. It's just, when I'm working away from home now, it's pretty significantly different where I'm at right now versus at home. So like it was almost 50 here today where I'm at, and it was kind of cold and rainy back home where my wife's at. So,
it's over, isn't it?
Yeah, our season is over for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's over.
without a doubt. I mean, when you get 9 inches of snow 2 weeks before Halloween, you know that some fuckery is about ready to happen.
It was cold as fuck here on Halloween.
Yeah.
It was
cold. It was really cold. The wind picked up and everything.
I have no idea. I locked the house, turned off the lights.
You don't get out
stayed
here.
upstairs in my
You're
office.
Oh,
yeah, dude. I was working all night up here in my office.
Working on being a dick?
Yeah, he's a
Why
Scroogey
weren't you out there
bastard
handing out
on Halloween.
candy?
We handed out candy. We bought too much, so we were like, take a handful, kids.
See, you're just contributing to their sugar problems and future diabetes.
That's what a Scrooge would say.
Shame on us.
What's that?
To the kids' fun, shame on us.
Yeah.
I was out there handing out candy, damn it. Take this candy.
Were you
Can't have
dressed
no money,
up?
though.
Were you dressed up?
No, I wasn't dressed up, but I did have a yard full of dog shit.
There you
I
go.
got two
Tony,
dogs.
It's like a
Tony was dressed
landmine.
up. Tony was dressed up as a crabby old bald bastard.
Yeah. I should have dressed up as Percy and turned out the lights and locked the door.
I'm telling you, it works every year.
Jesus. Get out of here, you damn kids. I should have made the what was that one year I was talking about making the Skittles rainbow with the exhaust of the motorcycle?
Mhm.
Fill up the muffler with Skittles and they can taste the rainbow when they come up.
Fire the Skittles out of it.
Fire
You
the
got
Skittles out of that thing.
You got enough exhaust pipes laying around there, Tony. You should
I
be able to
sure
do
in the
that.
fuck
now.
do.
Yeah, you could make some art out of all those exhausts.
Actually, I went through the garage this weekend and I have thrown a ton of shit away.
Hmm.
I had exhaust and parts for a Sportster.
A Sportster?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was time to go. It was time for it to go.
How did it get tucked behind a shelf or something? How
Yeah,
you
it's
end up
just it
keeping
was in
that?
boxes, and I started going through boxes, and I had slim parts, and I mean, I had parts for every bike, and I was like, it's time for all this
Oh
shit to
man,
go.
Did
that
You
you
should
doesn't
have been.
happen in our house because Jared came from a family where they throw everything away. If you
I
aren't
throw
using
yeah.
it every month, it's garbage. So he'll go through and he'll be like, "Do you still need that exhaust? Fucking throw it out."
Yeah.
scrap it?
That's what I did this weekend. I threw a lot of shit away.
Did you
Yeah, it
find
should be-
any notepads that said Tony's garage scratched on with Sharpie?
I did not, but I did find the big fucking paper thing that I used. It was behind my toolbox.
You did find that big notepad though?
Yeah, I found the big notepad.
Oh man. There
That
you
some bitch
go.
was crusted up strong.
That's
No,
awesome.
there was a lot of stuff had to go. It's amazing how much stuff you accumulate and how fast.
Oh, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've
Say-
spent the last week and a half doing the same thing, but
Dustin,
for me, it's kind of like a series. You go through it once, get rid of shit. You go through it again to
Yep.
get rid of the shit you didn't get rid of, but should have got rid of.
You know what was thrown away? The red Series 2 Ruroc. It's in the
Really?
garbage.
It's gone.
It's
Ooh.
fucking gone.
Well, yeah, because you got that new cool Stormtrooper.
But that thing has been sitting on the shelf for what, 2 or 3 years, and finally I was like, you know what? That motherfucker is going. It's gone.
How did you how you like that Stormtrooper now?
That
Tony?
new one's good, dude.
That's awesome.
It's they fixed it.
That's awesome.
They fixed
Yeah.
the problems.
I've been really thinking about that Vader, but you know, I'm gonna be up the creek for a hot minute without I'm not gonna be getting any bike parts or anything for a minute, so
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
they did. I'll give Ruroc credit on that one. They fixed it.
Well,
That's good.
I think I've noticed because I ordered that Halloween or All Hallow or whatever they call it, creeper helmet they came out with last month at limited edition. And I just put my cardo into that night before last. It seems to me they may have tweaked it a little bit from the one that I got last year.
A little bit different.
It seems to be a little more
refined.
Yeah, around
done a good
the
job with
snaps and stuff. I was really impressed.
And
And let me
that-
tell you, after putting a Senna in a helmet last weekend, you really appreciate the slimness and the design of the Cardo even more.
You know, Senna's fucking worthless. I mean, let's just get after it. I mean, I don't know anybody that's had one that's been. Dustin, were you happy with that one that you had?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, I
You
don't know if you
don't
guys
use
saw
it
the
anymore.
video that I dropped today, but I'm doing some fairly extensive testing with the Senna 50R and 50S and that mesh port red unit they asked me to test out for them while I'm gone. So it'll be interesting. I've never used Senna before, so I'm
I'd do some
legitimately
testing with it in the
interested
garbage.
in testing it. But I will say that Cardo Edge design it's in its own class.
That whole way it mounts is just. Fucking.
Yeah.
Well, it's I think that my opinion of the Cardo Edge is much like the fidlock on the Ruroc, right? I mean, once you get used to that attachment and the way that works, it is so slick. It's such a slick system. So yeah, and I don't know. This is where I'm at with it. I feel like that all the comm systems have their own proprietary software, and the problem that I see is that they just don't speak well to one another. Because if your friend group is all running a Lexan, for instance, I think Lexan is a fine product. But if you're trying to run 3 people with a Lexan and 2 people with a Senna and 4 people with a Cardo, you're fucked, right? You're not going to get good mesh quality between them.
It's Apple Android.
Yeah,
the Cardo's the Apple, and everything else sucks.
I think you've got a little difference there, though, right? I mean, Senna and Cardo are the gorillas in the market. Everybody else is a minor player, I think. Yeah. You know, and those minor players need to figure out a way to work with the gorillas.
Well, I don't know. I disagree with that, Dave, because I think that if you I think that there's pockets of people right now, like for instance, like the performance bagger crew, right? A lot of those people run Lexans.
How would you know? Because I mean, you just look like a performance bagger,
dude.
How would you know what the real guys use?
I stepped away from the looking like performance bagger when I started doing engine mods. So I think that's an old term.
We can
move past.
You can use all that other bullshit all you want, and it sucks. Go back,
not to poke you in the eye, but you know, technically it was Tony that started doing the engine mods on your bike. Just saying.
Boy, hey, I've okay, Dave. If you wanna go there, name the last like serious mod you did to your bike that you didn't have a dealership do for you.
For on the engine?
Anything. Have you ever put on your own exhaust?
I have.
Yeah. I had to replace my primary when that got fucked up a couple years ago.
That's a bunch of bolts. Come on, Brittany put on a primary.
Actually, they're all a bunch.
Don't
actually,
be bringing me into your
is
guys' bullshit here.
What? The whole engine's a bunch of bolts.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of is. I mean, I replaced my primary, and you just pull it all off, put it back on.
Yeah,
I hate it when you get pulled off.
You know, in your defense,
I'd much
Dave,
rather like to stay on.
In your defense, Dave, Tony did 98% of the
I'm
the
just
cam
surprised it's still together.
The cam job on my bike, but I did at least 50 to 60% of the cam job on Nick's bike. So I've done one, you know,
you
myself.
Nick a cam job.
So. Yeah, exactly.
Right? Is
that
anything like a rim job?
Did Nick leave you a 20 on the table?
It's not even close to a rim.
Did you have to brush your teeth afterwards?
No, and I didn't brush my teeth before either.
A 20, he's not that cheap.
Yeah, seriously.
Wasn't Nick charged, Dustin? I don't know.
Inflation, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
You can barely get McDonald's for a 20 spot anymore.
Fuck, dude. I watched a commercial that somebody put on a reel from McDonald's it was either the late 80s or early 90s. A family ordered a Big Mac, a filet of fish, 3 sodas, a chicken McNugget, and a cheeseburger, and it was just over $10. You can't even get a Big Mac meal for $10 now.
No, if you order all the things that you just said right now, that would be $47 at McDonald's right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
without a doubt, dude. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I've gotten a regular, like we'll say a cheeseburger meal from like Wendy's, and it's like $15. Like for that price, you might as well go to the fucking restaurant.
Yeah. So Miss Percy was gone this last week, so I went. I thought I was smart. I went to Jimmy Jim's or Jimmy John's or whatever.
Jimmy John's, yeah.
Jimmy John's. Yeah.
Freaky
so
fast.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna get.
Fast.
I only ever eat a half a sandwich, so I'm gonna get a whole one. Yep. Right. And then I'm going to split it and have half for lunch and half for dinner.
Yeah.
Well, first off, they no longer call, I guess a regular sandwich is no longer just like a whole sandwich. I had to get the giant, which is actually a whole. Yeah. And the fucker, it was $24 for me to walk out of Jimmy John's.
Oh, yeah.
For one with a sandwich.
I went to McDonald's Sunday.
But that was
4 sausage biscuits and an egg McMuffin, and it was $24.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
fast food's supposed to be fast and cheap.
Hey, that's nothing.
Yeah,
I
it
went to
ain't cheap
McDonald's
anymore.
and ordered a sausage biscuit with cheese and just got a biscuit.
Just got the. They didn't give you the sausage.
You're
gave me-
supposed to
Or the
provide your own
cheese.
cheese.
Yeah. Got
Dude,
Well,
no
my son
sausage.
probably threw all the cheese. So
This is the thing.
didn't have any.
Just the thing, right? Fast food's supposed to be fast and cheap. It's neither one of those anymore because they don't have enough people in any of the restaurants, so none of them are fast, and they're not cheap anymore either.
Hey,
right?
Jimmy John's is fast. They're freaky fast.
They are
Well,
fast.
I'll give it
Not
to Jimmy
ours.
John's, but the
No.
problem is that they're the only place that is, so everybody lines up in those joints now. Yeah, none of that shit's fast around here anymore. None of it is,
Well,
right?
It's everything.
I'll tell
like
you what,
going out to eat wise. is
Chick-fil-A
expensive.
has their shit figured out because they have
they
it
do, yeah.
staffed just beyond belief. The way
they have
have
lines
their
around
You
the
know,
drive-thru.
that's the Lord's chicken.
It's so fast though.
Yeah. No, that,
know what, though?
that cult has really figured out how to optimize operations at their
Yes,
restaurant.
They
They
do
do.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
This is the
They
thing.
do.
This is the
They
thing
never
too.
fuck up your order ever.
Is
No,
that
and it's delicious.
a bunch of them? Like you go to and Dave. I don't know if Dave. We eat McDonald's a lot when we travel by bike because it's easy, right? And you know what you're gonna get. But
A heart
McDonald's
attack.
McDonald's has saved themselves a shitload of money because there's hardly people that people don't work the counters anymore. They have all those kiosks in there where you
Yeah.
go and order your own food. So now they've saved themselves a shitload of money because they have half the staff that they used to.
Well, did you read that they're going to? They've already moved in this direction. They're going to do variable dynamic pricing. So their pricing is going to be based on region. So a Big Mac might cost you
What?
Did they do that
$18 in one area, and then another area it'll by franchisee or geographical area to be 15.
Well, did you know, Dave, that also your home state of Texas, they are debuting the very first fully automated McDonald's where you'll never have contact with a single person. So you order off the app, and the app tells you what little station to go and pick it up at, and basically you scan like a QR code on a locker, and the locker
What in
opens
the
up,
fuck?
and your food is in there.
Why
You'll
would
never,
you do that?
Why?
You'll
know,
never
I'm-
contact
Just
contact a single person.
Yeah, I want to
don't
know
even
who's
like
handing
McDonald's
me my food because all
dealing-
the workers at McDonald's in our area look like they need some overhauling.
Is the
Like I
tooth to
think they're
tattoo
just
ratio
hiring the
off?
prison workers to come work McDonald's.
It's the tooth to tattoo ratio.
Well, Brittany,
It's the burger.
There's-
one.
all the more
sketchy.
reason to go pick it up out of a locker and never see the sick fuckers that are
I
putting
don't
your
know.
food together.
I don't
You
even
can
go to
keep a Big
McDonald's
Mac.
in our
I ain't
area.
eating that nasty motherfucker.
I mean, they're taking one thumb out of their ass and putting it in their mouth, and then they're playing thumb switch while they're making your burgers. So
I'm gonna continue to be bougie. If it's gonna cost me $15 to go to McDonald's, I'm just gonna go to like Panera Bread or something.
You got to make
Hey.
it tight like paper.
Fuck, when's the last time you went to Panera?
yeah, go to Panera. It's going to
Well,
cost
I go
you
there
more
right.
than that.
regularly.
Man, their prices have just like unbelievably
I think it's
gone up.
time to buy Brittany a Betty Crocker cookbook.
That's right. Hey, the only safe option right now is White Castle because you know what you're going to get, and it's still cheap as fuck.
The shits.
Yeah, you're going to get the shits. Exactly. You're going to get the shits, and it's cheap.
It's guaranteed the cheapest shits you'll ever get.
Hey, speaking of pricing, Dustin put in our text chain just recently. He said that Harley's posted their third quarter earnings, and he said they're not looking good.
Well, I didn't see them, so I can't
22%
comment.
Year over year from last year.
What'd you say, Dustin?
They're down 22% from last year.
Holy shit!
Year over year.
Yeah, but they're still tracking on projections.
But they're down. But I
But-
mean,
but they were
down.
projected to be down. The whole industry's going down.
well, I'll tell you what. Got a $15,000 entry level bike. What do you expect?
That's an issue.
It's
You
an
know
issue.
what? Even if it's not the bike prices that are the issue, it's like we just talked about. Prices of everything else in the world have gone up so much that you can't afford a damn thing anymore.
You know, I
It's
would
expensive.
I would really like to see. You know what I want to see? I would like to see somebody do an objective comparison to Indian's top of the line bagger, their top of the line bagger that they have, and Harley's top of the line bagger. Roll them off the floor and do a very legitimate, part to piece comparison, and see, because from what I understand, Indian's top of the line bagger is $20,000 cheaper than Harley's top of the line bagger. Now
We're talking CVO, right?
Well, Harley's would be their CVO,
Yeah.
right? And Indians is their whatever their top of the line chieftain, or not chieftain, but the Pursuit or whatever their top of the line bagger is.
It's called the Big Turd.
But what I'm saying, no, Tony, seriously though, I don't want to. I'm not trying to throw shade. I would like to see a legitimate comparison by somebody who has, no skin in the game, rides both bikes, compares all the parts, you know what I mean? Does a legitimate comparison to see if they are really indeed, because maybe they're miles apart in quality. I don't know, but I do know that there's a significant difference in price. $20,000 difference in the top of the line bagger.
I don't give a fuck what's going. Let's just be honest here. $50,000 for a motorcycle is a lot of fucking money,
dude. And this year at Sturgis
is a lot of fucking money.
This year at Sturgis, I'm almost positive Black Hills was selling their CVOs for $61,000.
Oh yeah, they were jacking all their prices.
So I can go buy a fucking C8 Corvette for about the same price as a C8 as a fucking CVO.
Maybe it's stripped down.
Yeah, but I mean, I can buy a fucking vet. The stock vet's like, I think it's 58 grand or something like that for the entry level model.
Mm-hmm. And that still has
the same as a CVO.
Still has an LS motor that probably goes close to 200 miles an hour in it.
But I mean, but you see what I'm saying? It's like,
oh yeah,
it's a lot of fucking money for a motorcycle, man.
That's going to depreciate very quickly.
Yeah,
quicker than a car.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what though? A weird thing's happened because cars are not depreciating at the same rate that they were before. When we had a Subaru on lease and we went back in there and the guy said, if you trade it in, I got to write you a check right now because your Subaru is worth more money than you've paid on the lease.
Well, that's still a hangover from COVID.
Yeah, that's still a hangover. That happened to me when I just bought my truck. I got more for my truck than I paid for it.
Well, doesn't matter. Still happens though.
That's because they stole your wallet when you weren't looking. So they
they sure in the fuck did. But I mean, but no, everything's I don't know how we got on prices because they're fucking everything's high. So
well, it is though. But at what point? And I think we've talked about this before. When you look at within the U.S. market, you look at the pricing on these motorcycles. At what point is it just strictly you're catering to people that just have money to blow? Right, versus someone who needs a motorcycle as a means of transportation.
Yeah, no, a $50,000 motorcycle purchase is. I mean, you got to make some money.
That's a
to
first
be able to
world
afford
problem.
that. You know,
or
what I mean?
A debt problem if you're borrowing money.
Yeah, well, and I don't think, Dave, that I mean, and again, we've talked about this before too, but I don't think that Americans view motorcycling as a means of transportation. As a general rule, we don't view it that way.
Yeah,
I don't view it that way at all.
I think there's a couple of different markets. There's the market where that's true, and then there's the market where it's not true. It is a means of transportation, especially for younger people in urban areas and stuff, right? I mean, that's a legitimate transportation need. But the problem comes in when we start comparing those two different market segments and saying, "Oh my God, someone's blowing up or someone's not doing well." Yeah, because they're probably targeting a different segment.
The younger people in urban settings, though, Dave, that's probably, I mean, if you think about like the cities across the United States, you can take 60% of them and take that right out of the equation because they don't have year-round weather that you can ride like that, right? So you can take the Minneapolis market, Chicago market, the Kansas City market, the Seattle market, the New York market. There's a whole bunch of those markets that you're going to take out because they can't use that motorcycle for year-round transportation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it still is a primary modes of transportation for people. A lot of people in that.
Oh, I think
even though they're not using it year-round. I mean, you look at like New York, right? I mean, you don't need an everyday vehicle that you use year-round for it to be your transportation in New York. You bring it into your apartment, your small tiny apartment with your little motorcycle.
Sure.
When you're not using
or a scooter or something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck, go out of the country, man. The whole fucking population's on 250s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all on one too. There'll be 15 of them on one of them motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
It's true.
With their babies, not strapped down or not wearing helmets, but hanging off the back of the mama that's hanging off the back of the papa that's riding on top of the
motorcycles in
box.
different countries are necessities. We're here, they're wants.
Right.
You know?
For sure.
But it still doesn't help.
I'm super. Speaking of going out of the country, I'm super interested because I think Dave is going to be very surprised after riding the Sport Glide in Africa.
Not if a baboon's on his ass.
Why do you say that?
He's going to be real surprised.
Because the Sport Glide's a good motorcycle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to taking. I mean, it was not. I mean, I'll just say up front, was not even close to being the bike that I wanted. But
sure,
it was the only bike that was the only cruiser that was available. But it's I've had this glaring question since I got the Fat Bob, because when I was shopping the Fat Bob, my dealer wanted me to look at the Sport Glide, and I didn't do it. And I've always especially after knowing Dustin and seeing his bike, I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind. I wonder if I made a mistake. So I will know after this trip, after riding this bitch around for the week in the coast. We'll see how it goes and outrunning the baboons.
Buck you off.
You think? I don't think that bike's gonna buck me off. But
it might buck you off.
I was listening to a podcast. Do you guys know who Michael Lichter is?
Yes, I do.
So Michael Lichter is a super, super famous photographer. He's got multiple books, and he's been photographing motorcycles for more than 60 years. And I was listening to a podcast that he was on, and he talked about how he thinks that the segment of the motorcycle population that rides baggers is completely twisted. He thinks that the lowrider ST, for instance, or a smaller bagger should be what the older population is thinking about riding, as opposed to, it's like that old adage: as you get older, your car gets bigger, right? You buy the 17-foot long Cadillac when you're 68 years old. But maybe when you're that old, you should be riding or driving something smaller that's more manageable.
But the problem is you got to be that old to be able to afford these big. Fucking bikes.
I get that, right? Because that part of it's backwards. But what he was saying is that he found it as somebody who's been riding motorcycles for a very long time, that the usefulness of a smaller bagger, because it was easier and more manageable, was a nice option. Now, anybody that's ridden a smaller bagger is also going to tell you that when you get out on the open road on the highway, for instance, that the larger bagger is far superior, just because it's bigger and heavier, and the fairing size does legitimately block more wind.
Well, I was going to say we'll see after this event, or after this trip. But the one thing you mentioned is, I think, where the glaring problem is that I'm going to have with the Sport Glide. And Dustin and I talked about this when I was filling them out before I rented it. That fairing is just bullshit, right?
Yeah, I didn't like the stock one.
The stock ones.
It was a 2019. But yeah, that stock. But I went out because my dealer had like 4 that were given in trade in. So I went out and I tested all the attachments. What I didn't realize, I've been ragging on these bags for years because I really don't like the bags. I didn't realize they had those little hydraulic pieces inside though.
Yeah, man.
I thought they were Flappy clam. I still don't like clam shell.
I hate a Flappy clam.
Did you eat a Flappy clam?
I hate a Flappy clam.
Oh, you hate it. I thought you said you ate it.
Well,
I'll
do that too.
Dave, the one thing I want you to keep in mind while you're riding that bike is don't compare it to your tricked out Fat Bob.
Oh, no. Absolutely. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yours didn't even have a fairing stock.
No,
it didn't. I
had a square. It had a rectangle headlight.
Yeah. But no, I'm really, and I'll probably do at least 1 or 2 videos about the overall impression with the bike. I am looking forward to it. Now that I've got
Flappy clam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the bags will be good. They'll be good for what I'm going to do.
I still want to ride a M8 Fat Bob. We haven't
No?
even seen one come in the dealership in the last year.
Well,
People are hanging on to them motherfuckers.
Just the Dynas.
Yeah.
Goddamn Dyna.
The clamshell bags, though, Dave, have a storied history at HD, and that's why they're still a part of it.
don't care. Doesn't change my opinion. So
Maybe if you put a little hair on him, he'd like them better.
Maybe he would.
done. Did they still flippy flappy with the hair?
Then they get real flippy flappy.
Well, Tony, what are the bags that you put on your bike? I mean, they're not clamshells, but they have a weird opening.
They're more similar to the touring bikes.
They're top open. They open from the top.
They're top loaders, but they like open like front to back or something.
They open like an old fucking Continental backseat door. You know what I mean? The opposite direction.
I think that's how the Road Kings bags open though too, don't they? But they don't.
What's that? They open away from the bike, not into the bike. Yeah.
But they do open flat though, so they go past 90. They'll go 180 and lay flat.
Brittany, Tony's bags open from the front to the back, not side to side.
No, mine open from the side.
But on top, right?
Yeah, so they open.
Oh my god, I think we're all confused. Yeah, yours open away from the bike.
Away
as well.
from the bike.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought they opened from the top front to the back.
No, they open side to side, but the hinge is on the outside edge, so they open completely.
They
out.
look backwards. That's why they look like they have like the heritage studs on them, but that's not. What that is. Yeah,
that's the hinge. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, and the hinge is internal on the Harley bag, so you don't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's still on the inside or outside of the bike. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're not clammy, so you don't get the unhinged clam because that's the last.
They
the one
do
thing
not
you
have
don't
the
want is an
unhinged. Boy, I'll
unhinged
tell you what, that's
clam.
an experience. That's experience right there. You're gonna unhinge the clam.
Ryan,
Just
you ever rode a
saying.
deuce?
Have I ever taken a deuce?
He's dropped a deuce or two.
Have you ridden a deuce?
I have not.
Sounds messy.
Did you?
Like Stan's dad on fucking South Park.
No, have you ridden one?
Well, we got a couple.
What the hell are you all talking about?
In 1999, Harley Davidson released a bike called the Deuce.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of them in the dealership within the last month. We just got one last week, and I'm featuring it as Bike of the Week this week. It's actually a really cool motorcycle.
Yeah.
I don't know why they discontinued it.
It fell into the Dyna line, didn't they?
It was a soft tail.
A soft tail. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they had a shit ton of bikes, man. Because like I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the bikes that really just caught my eye back in the day. Do any of you guys remember the Crossbones?
Yeah.
I fucking love that bike. Now, it's completely not practical at all, right? Because it has a Springer front end and it has floorboards, and I think Dave's balls just fell out of his pants.
Apparently.
Did you guys hear that? I wouldn't imagine that, was I?
Yeah, no, something fell.
I think his
Dave.
balls just hit the ground.
Yeah, his balls just dropped. Finally.
Oh,
What,
wait a
you're
minute.
like
Fine.
87 years
go?
old, his balls finally dropped.
Motherfucker, where'd the left one go?
It rolled away.
What happened
Like,
is he
just
shifted
like a-
it.
I don't know.
Like a-
I can't.
Like a broken egg. It just like lopsidedly rolled away.
That son bitch got caught between the chair and his leg and shot out like a fucking.
I don't know what the fuck that was, man.
Hey,
What
one of your
What was that
headphones,
noise?
Dave.
What
One
was
of your
that
headphones
I
fell
have no
off.
idea.
One of your headphones fell off, Dave.
No, it didn't. Well, these things are broken, so
He was looking around. He was like, "What the fuck was
I
that?"
know that
Yeah.
was like really super loud.
Did a picture fall off the wall? Something fell in your
No,
joint.
I don't
Something
know.
definitely fell
Yeah,
down.
something
I've-
fell.
He's gonna stand up. He's gonna stand up. And
Either
butt
that or
plug-
Gimp's
that
trying to
butt
get out
plug
of the
is gonna be-
closet. You got a
No, I
Gimp
don't
in
have
the
a
closet.
closet. I don't have a closet up here. He stays outside.
He's in the chest. He's
No,
in
it's
the.
one of the Halloween children that actually got into the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
those little fuckers!
Oh,
That, you little fucker! I still don't have any candy for you. I ate it all.
yeah.
No, seriously,
Hey,
Ryan, go to Ted's,
that was-
go to Ted's Instagram after this and check out the pictures of this deuce.
All right, I'll do that. Check out the pictures of the deuce.
Go to
Then look at the motorcycle.
www.iwannaseeadeuce.com.
Oh yeah, you see it.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
That's gonna get you some. That's gonna get you some shit for sure.
Yeah, why
Hey,
why don't you look that up and see? Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah, Brittany, check behind you and make sure that Jared's not laying on the ground behind you. Maybe he
He's
fell out
not.
of the closet.
You would have heard him groaning, remember?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that was one of the funniest podcast moments. I'm sorry I missed that.
Oh, it was something.
I mean, just.
Did you go back
if you're
and
lucky,
watch?
he might come home and do the same thing
Was he
today.
seriously
You never know.
Tony,
No, he'd like just come in the house.
Did you go back and watch the look on Adam Sandoval's face when Jared did that?
No.
So
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have to make a real clip out of this where during the moan you zoom in on Adam's face to see the change in expression.
Yeah, you should have seen the look on his face. It was absolutely priceless. He was like, did that really just happen?
Well,
Like, the
I'll
look
tell
on
you
his
what,
face
Brittany,
was
what
just
you should have done. You
absolute
should have
shock.
handed him a fucking putty knife to scrape his ass off the wall.
How was I going to do that? I was
Because-
sitting here recording with everyone.
I mean, because
God.
he completely shot his ass on the wall. I'll tell you, or the ceiling.
Oh yeah, it was something. I mean, the number of people that listen to the podcast that said that's just something forever burned into their memory.
Well,
They-
the funny
they will
thing
never
was, it
get
was
that
like
out of their head.
the moan should have been after the fart, not before.
It's true. It should have been.
So it's God damn,
Hey,
I would
There
have
you
had to
go.
take a nap
If
after
nothing
that.
else, that can be the legacy from me to you. Is Jared
Oh.
moaning as he came in the house?
And
Speaking of
ripping
getting,
ass. I would have had to take a nap after that.
As he came in the house.
He came in the house, moaned, and ripped ass. I'm home.
Oh man.
Do that shit
Speak-
outside.
Speaking of getting old, I got some multifocal contacts. You guys ever heard of these fuckers?
I have
I
them.
didn't know they
They're
made
fucking
those.
fantastic.
Dude, that
Oh, dude,
creeps
they
me the
are.
fuck out, man. What you
They
tell
are
me, I don't even
fantastic.
get.
I
They're
love them.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
so it's concentric circles, Dave.
I don't give a
So-
shit. I don't know how you put anything in your eye, whether it's a
Oh,
single.
Oh, just
here we
contacts
go.
in general.
Yeah, no, dude, I can't. No, you don't touch
No
an
big
eyeball.
deal. No,
Yeah, Brittany,
it's no big
Brittany
I
gets
love
shit in her eyes all the time. It's no big deal.
She's gonna
damn.
sue us. She's gonna
Yeah.
sue us.
If anyone
know-
asks in the future if I go disappearing, I don't show up for the podcast, this is why.
Because you got
Squinky
something in your
eye.
eye.
Because yeah, something right.
Got the swanky eye. That conjunctivitis.
Permanent pink eye.
Gotta give credit. You gotta give credit where credit's due. She takes that and she doesn't even flinch anymore. Not
No.
even
Just
a
another
flinch from
Monday
her.
night from you guys.
Oh.
Ryan will
Oh,
blink it
man.
out.
I'll just blink it out. Yeah,
Just blink it out.
couple of blinks. I'll wipe off my cheek and just keep on going.
Jesus Christ.
So what I
Don't
want
let
to
that
know,
dry up.
what I want to know, Ryan, though, is
Power
that
move.
you
Yeah.
explained to me that you can look through different areas, or like reading. You don't have to wear reading glasses.
Yep, I don't have to
No.
wear reading
Right.
glasses anymore.
So
yep.
so how do you move those fucking contacts down on your nose?
You don't.
That because that's what I'm saying. It's concentric circles. So your eyes are there's two
They
focal
just
points,
learn.
and your
Yeah.
eyes learn to either read close up or they refocus at far away because they're concentric circles. So there's
I don't know how they work, but they're glorious.
they're concentric circles. There's a grouping of circles in the contact that are used for your eye to use the focal to focus when you're reading, and then there's the same number of circles for your eyes that are used so you can focus things far away.
Do you have
They're
an
fucking
astigmatism
amazing.
too?
I have astigmatism too. Yeah, they're amazing, dude. As soon as I put them in, I was like, I don't have to wear reading glasses anymore.
No,
Wearing
they're
reading
great.
glasses, wearing
So I
reading glasses
didn't-
really fucked with me.
I
I'm
didn't
not gonna lie, it
realize-
did.
I didn't realize that Tony wore contacts. I knew you wore glasses. I didn't realize that you wore glasses. I don't think I've ever seen you in glasses.
I only
Why?
wear glasses just
he doesn't-
before bedtime.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, because I've never gone to bed with you. So
Hmm
I wear contacts on the weekends. I can't wear them at work because of the dust.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I have to wear glasses. But yeah.
Yeah, I used for a short time there, like in between my eye surgeries, I had the weighted contact because with an astigmatism, it's got like a weight in it to put it in the right spot. And oh my god, it sucked so much. They never stay in the right spot for me. They just kept like moving.
They did away with all that shit now, Brittany. The contact technology has really improved because I don't have weighted contacts either.
But you still have to put them in your eyeball. Hey,
Yes, you
Brittany,
do.
how's your laser shit working out?
It's pretty good. Nice, thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
I wanted someone to do that just to freak
What did he
Dave
do?
out.
I
Touch
just
his
went like
eye,
this, Dave,
just
and
like
touch
this.
my eyeball.
Oh, you
It's like have my
Good
eye.
for you.
That guy.
Somebody screenshot that.
Adrian!
That's a serial killer in a motel room on the side of Highway 62.
Get that
You
bitch
know
on
it.
the face.
Anyway, Brittany, you were saying your laser shit on your eyes are
Oh, it's
Good.
doing pretty good. I actually have a surgery this week. To
Anal.
no.
That daddy stitch back there.
That dad. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Jesus.
Ooh, that was rough.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Brittany. I'm trying to have an intellectual
Dave.
conversation with you for
I
I got the
appreciate
rest of the
that.
week to do that shit. It's Monday.
Take 5. Hey, Brittany, how's that laser shit working out on your eyeballs?
God. The
You
daddy
need
switch.
If you need stitches, you took more than 5.
The daddy stitch. Yeah, that's something.
No, I have a follow-up surgery to do on my right eye. I know I told you guys before. I don't remember if it's in a recording, but I had an adhesion, which is kind of like when they try to make the flap your the top layer, that tissue that is supposed to be a flap, it doesn't fully become a flap. If
Oh,
Jesus
fuck
Christ,
that.
there's
Fuck
none
that.
of this. There's
How do
none
you
of this
explain it? I don't
conversation that's
know.
going the right way. You're talking
No.
about
No,
extra
it's
skin and
tricky.
flaps.
Let's just move
I mean,
on.
maybe if it was just me and Dave, we could talk about it in
Yeah.
an intellectual
I will-
manner.
I
Daddy
will
stitch.
I will never have that laser shit because that's my big fear when I was doing the research.
No, I won't do that. I've
The
seen Final
flap part?
Destination too many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. No.
So I will say, like, the laser surgery in and of itself is super cool. To me, it's super cool that they can reshape your eye. Heads up, I heard the car outside honk, so Jared might be coming in the front door
Fantastic's
soon.
coming home.
Here comes Pooter.
It's a warning
Get
shot.
ready.
Pooter's coming through the door.
Yeah.
Does he honk the horn when he comes home? Is he fucking?
No, he's
No,
not
no, he was locking the car.
Oh,
That's the fair warning. My ass is gonna explode. Honk.
Yeah.
Flapper inbound.
That's the Fayette
ready,
County
5
mating
minutes
call
and
right
counting.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're all
no.
quiet. We're all quiet now, waiting for Jared to drop a load.
His ears must have been burning because he's being extremely quiet this time.
Maybe so.
Well,
He
at
did.
least it's just the ears burning. That's new for him this time.
Yeah. He doesn't
No, but
create
in-
another anal fissure.
In all seriousness, the fact that they can like reshape your eye, I think, is pretty cool, and it is pretty amazing. It really does change. Like I can see way better than I could before. I just unfortunately had the
bad flap.
hiccup with the one eye, so we're gonna touch that one up and fingers crossed.
nope.
But like, if you do the other procedure, they don't create a flap. Your tissue just is removed and then grows back. and-
Nope. I'm
Super
just going to
easy.
go blind and groping.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not dealing with that.
Just gonna
man.
be an old mind.
Stay away from
old
Dave.
blind man groping.
Stay away
not
from
sure.
Dave.
Not sure.
Hey,
if
I
he
Dave,
mean,
told
you
that
him
can
ain't no
still
balls.
wear
hard dog.
glasses. You don't have to go blind necessarily.
He just wants an excuse to be grabbing titties in
I
the
think
nursing
so.
home.
I think so.
Hey, you play every angle you got.
Oh
I
my
guess
God.
What is that, a ballpark?
so. Dirty old bastard. I can't see.
See?
Oh shit.
Hey, I
Few
can't
more years and
remember.
he'll get a pass at that.
Have we
Yeah.
have we talked about the movie Wild Hogs before? Have you brought it up, Dustin? Have you guys
think
seen that movie?
We've joked about it a couple of times.
I think
Yeah.
the
So I
only
had
thing
never-
that,
had
You never saw
seen it.
Wild Hogs?
No, that's not. I don't know why I would have seen it, but Jared put it on the other day, and we watched the whole thing, and it is a completely ridiculous movie.
The best is the dude that constantly keeps wrecking.
He just crashes every time he gets on his bike.
And I mean, he comes through hot too, man. I mean, he's not making a little mistake. He's
that movie is
hot.
so absurd.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It is kind of. It did make me laugh. It did make me laugh, but it's so absurd. It also made me feel like, oh, great. Is this how we look to the world? Like we're these people.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, I'm telling you, if I get an opportunity to find like a stream or something that I can skinny dip in on one of my trips, don't think that I'm not gonna do it. If I find the opportunity, I will be wild hogging it in some random stream.
You're going fishing for other fellas in the pond.
Ryan, are you going to be the cop in that show?
Marco Polo.
Poco.
I'm just saying, live your life to the fullest. And if you're on a motorcycle trip and it's fucking 1,000 degrees outside and there's some bubbling brook on the side of the road, hopefully that's her name.
So
hopefully she doesn't charge much.
God. We kept through the first half of the movie too. We kept trying to figure out. They said they were from Cincinnati, and like all these places they stopped were like, none of this shit exists anywhere. This is so fake.
They weren't in Cincinnati.
No.
Yeah.
It was like that Criminal Minds. There was one of the Criminal Minds that was supposedly in Louisville. They weren't Louisville. They weren't here.
No, they didn't show them in Cincinnati. They said that's where they were riding from. Cincinnati all the way to California.
Well, supposedly they were supposed to be doing, I think, Route 66.
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Part of it did look like Central Illinois.
Did it?
I mean, there is a Madrid. Or Madrid.
I did not look that up.
I've been to Maggie's there. My wife and I went to Madrid a few years ago when we were out in Albuquerque.
I'll tell you what, though.
Cool.
It's kind of cool.
I tell you what. This summer, we drove by some places in Kentucky that Tony took us by that I guarantee you no one would think that they're in Kentucky because that was ass-raping county right there.
Oh, yeah. You were in it.
We were in it for sure.
In the area or the ass? Which one was he in?
No, I'm just saying. When Tony takes you to ass-raping county, Kentucky, and then he pulls over and says, hey, this place has good sandwiches, you better think again.
You better think again.
Oh my gosh, that's a really good segue.
And the ordering window's behind the building.
Yeah, exactly. The ordering window's behind the. What was that sandwich called, Tony? That you said is a
Kentucky Hot Brown.
The Kentucky Hot Brown. You got to order the Kentucky Hot Brown from the window behind the building.
It's
delicious. That sounds suspect.
Sketchy.
That sounds suspect no matter where you are. I'm just saying.
I agree. What kind of sandwich question do we have?
Via hole in the wall.
So perfect segue. So RC44E, he's talking about a different podcast that I'm not familiar with, but they had a debate on how to pronounce the word sandwich. They want to know if it's pronounced sandwich or sandwich. And then he goes on to ask, what is considered a sandwich? Is it anything that's between
this ain't the Gordon Ramsay podcast.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Who the fuck that sober would call a sandwich a sandwich?
It's a sandwich.
It's just what people say. So when I read this, I thought, who the fuck really thinks that it's pronounced sandwich because it's not?
Yeah.
All you have to do is go online and look it up. But I don't know the actual definition.
I can't even find the question.
I can tell you what, we drink root beer here, but we still we still eat sandwiches.
Extra sand.
Yeah, exactly.
A sandwich is an item of food consisting of 2 pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or other filling between them.
Right. So a
hot dog is a sandwich.
Hot dog's not a sandwich. You eat it differently. You eat it either from the side or long ways.
But it's still
you eat it from the tip down. You know how you eat a hot dog.
Yeah, tip down.
Come on now. Ain't nobody biting a hot dog in the middle. It's like a burrito.
Isn't between 2 pieces of bread. It's within 1 piece of bread.
That's where the debate comes in, because the bun has a top and a bottom, which is 2
I'm not
pieces
even
that
debating
are
this
joined
because
together.
like a clam, it has a hinge.
Yeah,
it's a hinged clam bun.
Not every clam is hinged. Hey, not every clam is hinged, Dave. I'm just saying, not every clam is hinged.
Well, I guess this one, the hot dog, will be up for debate.
Taco
what about a burrito?
Is not a sandwich.
Hot dog is not a
See,
sandwich.
we can
Burrito
go,
is not a
on
sandwich.
and on.
Neither is
What
a
about
taco.
gyro?
It's not
Those are
fluffy
not bread.
That's one
And
piece
it's not
of bread.
it's
That's
not a
tortilla.
gyro either.
I would think that
No.
that all
Gyro.
of Mexico would argue with you on that because a tortilla is their bread.
It's not bread.
Do we have to look up the definition of
It
bread
said
now?
2 pieces of bread, though.
It's fucking water and flour.
A tortilla
I'm gonna look
is
up
not
bread.
2
I'll
pieces
let
of
you
bread.
know.
It's one.
I
You
know,
don't make a
that
burrito.
too.
You don't make a burrito
but
out
it's
of
still bread.
two.
See, Tony didn't want to have this debate.
I'm
and now
not. I'm
he's
not going to
chiming
have
in.
this debate. I'm just saying.
Well,
Okay, this is what it says.
The clam-shaped bun has yeast.
This
in
is
it.
what it says
Oh,
for bread.
God damn it, Dave.
You just said what's in bread. Tony said water and flour.
Sometimes it has a little yeast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has a little cheese too.
They can be yeasty. They can be yeasty and cheesy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't eat them if they are. I'm just
No.
saying.
And on a hot day, you're making sourdough.
Oh.
Don't eat the cream
Look,
ones.
if your clamshell has yeast, you need to go to the doctor.
There you go.
Get that shit taken care of now.
Medicine.
Bread is a food made of flour, water, and yeast, or another leavening agent mixed together and baked.
Really? So if
It's
it's not,
at
if it's made with
Webster.
So I don't know if
if it's made with corn, it's not then.
guess not.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That would be the cornholio.
That'd be the cornholio.
Like
That's
a corn
completely
like a corn
different
tortilla.
situation.
Is that Webster?
That's
Oh,
after you
God.
take the Texas lane change. And you get into the cornholio situation.
Tony, what was the one that you talked about that Dustin posted the reel on?
Oh, the Georgia gum slider.
Georgia Gum Slider. That'd be the one. Oh Jesus. Oh boy.
The
Okay.
old Georgia gum slider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is not a question.
Did we answer the question?
No, because
Well,
there is
I
no
mean, it was
answer
a
to the
debate,
question.
so I don't know that there
We
is
kind
an
of did.
It
Other
is
than,
debated.
other
Motorcycle
than the way you,
podcast, man. We're not a sandwich makers.
no, but,
Yeah.
but the way you pronounce it there is a definitive answer because it was named after the Earl of Sandwich. So
Yeah.
it's
Sandwich.
Fuck, he probably wore an ascot.
Shit, I
too.
didn't actually know that. I just knew it was called sandwich.
You always wear an ascot if you're an Earl, Tony.
Yeah.
Um,
The Earl of Dick.
The Earl of Dick.
what's the next question, Brittany?
Sergeant James 101 asks, how cold is too cold? Tips for riding in colder weather.
If your
I have to
nipples get
say-
hard, it's too cold.
Well, then I'd never
We've been
ride.
getting a lot
My
of
nipples
cold
get hard
weather
every time I ride.
questions.
We
And
have
I just want to remind everyone that we have actually talked a lot about cold weather stuff in the past. So
Cold
you might
too
find
much
it in
almost.
past podcasts.
Yeah.
yeah.
Next.
A Todd on a
I
motorcycle.
thought John.
asks,
Wait a minute. John Doe asked a very relevant question of
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Cox.
Go
John
and
Doe
ask
would
him.
like to know, Tony, when was your first Georgia gum slider?
Oh, I can't recall.
It was at a Louisiana rest stop.
It was on the border of Mississippi.
That's Mississippi.
I was a young man of 14. She was a young lady of 83.
Actually, she
Mississippi
was
and a
19, just didn't have any heat.
This sounds like Dave's story and not Tony's.
Yeah.
What's Sophia like in real life?
Dave was in the military, I'm sure, when he got his first Georgia
And
gum
those
slider.
Europeans, they got bad teeth now. You know what I mean? They're cute to tattoo ratios off.
Oh. Mhm. Tony's Georgia gum slider, Dave's Georgia gum slider was given to him by somebody wearing an ascot.
They gotta clean their mouth out with something.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
I think that's called a spit. Isn't that called a spit rag?
Next question, Brittany.
Okay. All right. A Todd on a motorcycle says, when going on longer trips, what are the things you always bring with you for your bike?
Oh man, we've answered that
I
one.
think
twice.
we've answered that
Didn't we
one
just do
before,
that a
too.
couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
we
I
did.
it feels recent, but
Yeah, I think we did.
So
I will
guess
say
that's it.
though, just to when we were talking about that, I told you guys about those bath towel things that I started carrying this year.
They're like dude wipes, right? Are they like dude wipes?
I think Dude
Dave?
Wipes is probably another brand or whatever.
Okay.
I totally spaced this. I was bitching to my wife tonight about the fact I've got this. It's like 31 hours to go from here to Cape Town with this layover. And she said, well, you should take one of those wipes with you. I thought, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. You use that on the motorcycle and off the motorcycle.
There you go.
So there we go. But Dude Wipes by one name or another.
Is John
So if we didn't
up?
directly answer your question, it's because
Yes.
you haven't listened to enough of our episodes, and go and fucking find the rest of them. There you go.
On your favorite podcast platform.
Yeah.
There's lots of them.
So, we probably should mention, because I noticed today I made a post about FDBM 2024, and it seems that there's some people out there that still don't know where FDBM 2024 is going to be.
What?
Well,
Yeah. That somebody.
Well, obviously they
They
haven't
need
listened to
go
the
listen.
podcast for 3 months.
We got
Yeah.
we got two comments on it. We got 2 comments on it today, and it appeared that they did not know.
Well, that's ridiculous. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week, same time, same podcast.
FDBM 2024 is going to be.
It's going to be down in Georgia, called
gonna
the
be-
Slider.
At the gum
The
slider.
The Georgia
down
Gum
in
Slider.
No, all joking aside, where's it going to be?
Iron Horse Inn, Whitewood,
Iron
South
Horse
Dakota.
in Whitewood, South Dakota.
Absolutely.
When's it going to be there?
July 26th through the 28th, 2024. Iron Horse Inn,
Nice.
Whitewood, South Dakota.
Nice. And we should be having Andy and her significant other on here soon to talk about.
His name is Greg.
Andy's the one that counts, dude. Andy's the one that counts.
Oh man.
Should be here soon. I
And
think,
we
on an
will not
upcoming
be
episode.
at the Iron Horse Inn
He
for
knows it.
FTVM.
He knows it.
He's
But
gonna
yeah,
get
they
the
should be
presidential
guesting
suite at
here
the
soon.
Iron Horse Inn, which is going to be the front lawn.
Actually, we will be at the Iron Horse Inn. Percy will not.
Percy's gonna get a blow-up mattress outside.
Percy's going to be down in Cape Town with his dude wipe.
And if you guys see it in your hearts, in your whatever, you can always support us on Patreon. We have early access to episodes. We do giveaways. We do once a month. We bring on the top tier patrons for what we call our backstage pass, where we spend about 30 minutes with everybody just shooting the shit. And so if you really want to support what we do, you can always join Patreon. There's tiers on there, and it's all explained on Patreon. We appreciate everybody that joins Patreon, and really what Patreon for us is, it allows us to keep the lights on, right? It allows us to pay for all of the things that we need to run the podcast and keep us going from month to month. And so we greatly appreciate all the people that are currently patrons. And if you like what we do, and you want to support us, join Patreon.
I liked it when Ryan's mute button was working.
I know. It was so quiet.
It was.
Things were like right to the point. In
I
like
mean,
peaceful.
3 words or less.
Here's the thing, though. This is a podcast, which means we do need audio. So we do need Ryan to be able to talk.
We want to hear Jared fart again. That's the audio we want. Come on now. I think we've covered all the bases. We've talked about inflation. We've talked,
We had a very political
Fast
we've
food.
talked about fast food,
Yeasty clams.
yeasty clams,
Prices of bikes.
Prices of bikes.
Sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Sandwiches, yeah.
I mean, we have
Hey.
covered all the bases this evening.
That's right. Brittany, you should read us out. Remember, we threw you under the bus the last time. You did a really good job. So read us out, Brittany.
All right, here's what I have to say. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you.
Until next week.
I say well done.
Until next week,
Until
Yes.
next week.
fuck off.
I bid you all fuck off.
I say good day.